Today on GrowthShares, let's analyze and see whether Visa is a great long-term investment. Visa Inc. is an American multinational financial services corporation headquartered in Foster City, California. It facilitates electronic funds transfers throughout the world, most commonly through Visa-branded credit cards, debit cards, and prepaid cards. Visa is one of the world's most valuable companies. Visa doesn't issue cards, extend credit, or set rates and fees for consumers. Rather, Visa provides financial institutions with Visa-branded payment products that they then use to offer credit, debit, prepaid, and cash access programs to their customers. Visa can handle up to 30,000 simultaneous transactions and up to 100 billion computations every second, where they command a 50% market share of total card payments.
I've divided this analysis into three major factors: business, investment, and valuation. Each factor is then divided into 14 smaller metrics. Each of the three factors and their 14 metrics are given different weight, together adding to 100% of the analysis. They'll be graded on a scale from 0 to 10, with 0 being the worst and 10 being the best. When the analysis is complete, I'll give a final score. My analysis takes a long-term view of the company. That means years. Let's first look at the business. Everything starts with what the company actually does. It's more than just numbers on a spreadsheet. That's why 45% of the analysis depends on the business. Something that makes $1 billion a year might sound nice, but how is it using its resources to make that billion? Fortunately, that can be quantified. There are 8 metrics that I use to measure the business, and we'll dive into them right now. How much is the company growing?
Visa has a growth rate of 17.75%,
giving us a score of 7. Is the company using its resources effectively?
Visa has margins of 65.73%,
which means a score of 10. Is the company operating efficiently?
Visa has operations of 23.5,
which means a score of 0. How is the company using its invested capital?
Visa has returns of 25.93%,
which gives us a score of 9. How much debt does the company use?
Visa has utilization of 1.4,
giving us a score of 5. Does the company pay out a dividend?
Visa pays out a 0.73% dividend,
giving us a score of 3. Does the company have good governance?
Visa has an ESG risk rating of 16.1,
giving us a score of 7. How close is the company to a monopoly?
Visa has primary market dominance,
which means a score of 10.
When we add up all 8 business metrics together, we get a score of 6.01.
Next, let's look at the investment. This factor looks at the company solely as an investment, as if rendering the company down to just ticker symbols on the screen. That's why 22% of the analysis depends on its investment score. How are others seeing the company from a trader and analyst point of view? What are the numbers telling us when it comes to this? There are 5 metrics that I use to measure the investments, and we'll dive into them right now. How well has the company's stock performed?
Visa has a performance ratio of negative 1.1,
which means a score of 0. How do traders see the company?
Visa has a range of negative 3.63%,
giving us a score of 3. Are investors betting against the stock?
Visa has a short interest of 2%,
which means a score of 6. What do other analysts think of the company?
Visa has a buy recommendation of 92%,
which gives us a score of 9. Do big firms own the company?
Visa has ownership of 97.1%,
which means a score of 10.
When we add up all 5 investment metrics together, we get a score of 5.91.
Finally, let's look at the valuation. Valuation is simple. It takes everything we've talked about and puts into a single number, the price at which we would be willing to buy the company's stock. That's why 33% of the analysis depends on its fair value price. At what price is the company worth pursuing? There's only one metric that I use to measure the valuation, and we'll dive into it right now. What is the most you should pay for the company?
Visa has a fair value price of $236.46 per share, which I consider to be undervalued,
giving us a score of 7. As a refresher, here are all 14 metric scores. Finally, we'll add the 3 factors together to get the final score.
Based on a complete analysis of Visa, I give a final score of 6.31, which makes it an above average long-term investment.
So you've made it this far. Shoot me an email. I'd love to get in touch with you and talk more. If you want to see me analyze more companies, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and share this video with other investors. And as always, take care of your money.